Hello everyone, this is Fixed Maintenance College. I'm Anthony. Today we will have Lesson 7, iPhone 8 Camera Principle. There are two cameras in iPhone 8. Front camera is at the top of the phone. It has 7 million pixels and support for retina display flashlight. The rear camera is at the back of the phone. It has 12 million pixels and 4 original color flashlights, which divided by 2 sets of illuminant, one for warm, one for cold. Not only the front camera, iPhone 8 front camera component but also integrates the ambient light sensor, proximity sensor, receiver and front microphone. And the ambient light sensor is encrypted with CPU. If you replace the front camera component, that will cause original color function error and automatic brightness adjustment function error. The screen module of iPhone 8 is encrypted with CPU, and the data is in the screen EEPROM. If the screen has been replaced, that will cause original color function error and automatic brightness adjustment function error. However, when you replace the screen, you can use special equipment to take the EEPROM data from original screen and write it into the new screen. But the ambient light sensor is good and match to the phone. Otherwise, even you write the data, that is useless. iPhone 8 front camera circuit principle. There are two conditions for front camera working: power and signal. 1. Power. Pin 1 of J4200 is 2.85 voltage power from U3700 to front camera. Pin 3 of J4200 is the 1.8 voltage power from PMU to front camera. Pin 20 of J4200 is 1.1 voltage power from U3700 to front camera. 2. Signal. Pin 2, Pin 4, Pin 8, Pin 10, Pin 14, and Pin 16 are MIPI radio lines from front camera to CPU. Pin 22 and Pin 24 of J4200 are I2C2 control lines of CPU. Pin 7 of J4200 is the shutdown signal from CPU to front camera. Pin 9 of J4200 is the clock signal from CPU to front camera. The front camera of iPhone 8 is at the face top of the phone. If the front camera is error, we need to replace the front camera component first. If the error is fixed, error is from front camera component. If the error isn't fixed, error is from PCB. How to fix it? We'll see. The front camera of iPhone 8 is connected to the PCB connector. Let's check this connector. There are two conditions for front camera working: power and signal. This is front camera connector. Pin 1, Pin 3, and Pin 20 are the power of front camera. The rest of pins are signal lines. Pin 20 and Pin 24 are I2C lines of CPU. Next, iPhone 8 rear camera circuit principle. There are two conditions for rear camera working: power and signal. 1. Power. Pin 10 of J3900 is 1.8 voltage power of PMU. Pin 3 of J3900 is 2.85 voltage power of U3700. Pin 1 of J3900 is 1 of power of U3700. Pin 27 of J3900 is 1.1 voltage power of U3700. Pin 6 of J3900 is 3.3 voltage power of U3700. Pin 25 of J3900 is 1 of power of U3700. 2. Signal. Pin 23, Pin 21, Pin 17, Pin 15, Pin 11, and Pin line of J3900 are LPDP radio lines from rear camera to CPU. Pin 22 of J3900 is AUX line from rear camera to CPU. Pin 5 of J3900 is clock signal from CPU to rear camera. Pin 20 and Pin 18 of J3900 are I2C control lines of CPU. Pin 14 of J3900 is the shutdown signal from CPU to rear camera. Pin 12 of J3900 is the starting signal from rear camera to flashlight driver IC. The rear camera of iPhone 8 is connected to the PCB connector. If rear camera is ever, the flashlight will be ever. When you found that the camera and flashlight are ever, you need to confirm which one is ever. Let's talk about the flashlight driver IC. All the functions of flashlight driver IC of iPhone 8 are in one IC. The flashlight circuit is like a boost system. There are boost IC, boost inductor, and boost capacitor in this IC. Let's check under the microscope. This is rear camera connector. This is flashlight driver IC. When repairing the rear camera, you need to confirm which one is ever. Remember, if the rear camera is ever, flashlight will be ever. So you need to check the rear camera okay or not first. Next, iPhone 8 flashlight circuit principle. iPhone 8 has 4 original color LED flashlights, which divided by 2 sets of illuminant, one for warm, one for cold. And the LED flashlight is integrated into power bottom component. LED flashlight is driven by flashlight driver IC. There are 3 activating ways of LED flashlight. 1. When activating the flashlight function, the flashlight is activated. 2. When activating the notice function, the flashlight is activated. 3. When activating the rear camera, the flashlight is activated. There are 2 conditions for M4100 working: power and signal. Power from PP VDD main and 10 lines of signal. B9 to D12, B10 to D11 are I2C3 control signals of CPU. C9 to C12 is driving signal of U3700. D8 to B13 is driving signal of BB CPU. C8 to C13 is driving signal of rear camera. D9 to D10 is the first set of co-illuminant signal of flashlight driver IC. D6 to D7 is the first set of warm illuminant signal of flashlight driver IC. B11 to B12 is the second set of co-illuminant signal of flashlight driver IC. B14 to B15 is the first set of warm illuminant signal of flashlight driver IC. C10 to C11 is the temperature detecting circuit of flashlight lines. and R4530 is temperature detecting capacitor. Next is the flashlight. All the components about flashlight are integrated in this IC. The output signal of IC is to this connector, and this connector is connected to the power bottom component. iPhone 8 have 4 flashlights. They are in the power bottom component. The flashlight driver IC output the 4 lines of signal to this connector through the power bottom, and the flashlight's working. Next chapter, iPhone 8 front camera repair idea. Number 1. Replace new front camera component for texting. Number 2. Check resistance of all pins about front camera in J3200 and check them if short or broken. Number 3. Check power pin 1 and pin 20 OK or not when turn on the phone. If no power show up, replace U3700. Number 4. Check voltage of 1.8 of pin 22 and pin 24 lines OK or not. And next, iPhone 8 rear camera repair idea. Number 1. Front camera error will cause rear camera error. Before repairing, need to confirm the front camera OK or not. Number 2. If rear camera not working, flashlight will not work. Number 3. Flashlight driver IC error will cause rear camera error. When the rear camera and flashlight no work, check rear camera lights OK or not. If yes, but the rear camera and flashlight still no work, probably the error is from flashlight driver IC. Take out the flashlight driver IC and check the rear camera OK or not. Number 4. If yes, that means error is from flashlight driver IC. If not, means error is from rear camera lights. Number 5. When the rear camera and flashlight no work, do not take out the flashlight driver IC. Just try to repair the rear camera circuit first. Generally, the rear camera is okay, then the flashlight will be okay. The rear camera repairing. Number 1. Replace new camera component for texting. Number 2. Check resistance of all pins of J3900 and check them if short or broken. Number 3. Check voltage of pin 1, pin 3, pin 6, pin 25 and pin 27 OK or not when turn on the phone. If not, replace U3700. Number 4. Check voltage of 1.8 power of pin 18 and pin 20 OK or not. Number 5. Take out the flashlight driver IC and test without it. Next, iPhone 8 flashlight repair idea. Generally, the flashlight error is caused by rear camera error. If the rear camera is okay, the flashlight will be okay. Flashlight driver IC works with high voltage. It is easy to damage. The flashlight driver IC of iPhone 8 is integrated booster, boost capacitor, boost inductor, rectifier diode act. So the flashlight driver IC cannot bear high temperature. Just be careful when take it out. Flashlight error will cause over temperature warning. The error of flashlight can be solved by replacing the flashlight driver IC. Next, let's see iPhone 8 repair reference. Case 1. iPhone 8 back camera sometimes good, sometimes bad. This case is about the iPhone 8 malfunction is that the back camera sometimes good, sometimes it's bad. After replace the new camera, the failure was same. The analyzation is this fault usually occurs because have sometimes loose in the power supply line or the signal line of the rear camera. Solution: take out the motherboard and check the connector of the J3900 wide-angle camera under the microscope It is not found that the connector is loose. Use a quick 861X hot air gun with a temperature of 300 and wind speed of 60. Clean the glue of the small components around the connector of the wide-angle lens and check whether the small components are loose. During processing, it was found that the inductor FL3995 fell off. According to the drawing, the related circuit of inductor FL3995 is PP1VA CAM WIDE VDDIO-CONN, which is 1.8 voltage power supply for wide-angle cameras. The power of this line is provided by the main power IC, and through the protected inductor FL3995, it leads to the J3900 wide-angle camera connector pin 10. The inductor FL3995 is a protection inductor. This inductor can be directly short jumper if it is damaged or loose. Short jumper the inductance FL3995 and measure the resistance value of J3900 pin 10 again. Installed it and tested. The file was perfectly fixed. Case 2. iPhone 8 the rear camera cannot be used. This case about the iPhone 8 malfunction is that the rear camera of the mobile phone could not be turned on. The flash could not be turned on, and the new camera was replaced. The failure was still the same. Analyzation is, if the rear camera of the phone cannot be used, the flash cannot be used. If the flash is not available, the rear camera may also not be available. So, check the rear camera first. Solution is, first, measure the resistance of J3900 wide-angle camera connector according to iPhone 8 version 1.0, page 10 of the iPhone 8 testing material, and check whether the line is faulty. After testing, no obvious abnormality was found in the resistance value, and then measure the connector voltage. When measuring to pin 3 of J3900, it is found that the voltage is OV, and normally it should be 2.85 voltage. It is judged that there is a fault on this line. According to the drawing, pin 3 of J3900 associated circuit is PP2VA5 CAM WIDE AVDD, which is a 2.85 voltage power supply line for wide-angle cameras. This power supply is provided by the U3700 camera power supply and directly sent to the J3900 wide-angle camera connector pin 3. The resistance value of this circuit is normal, and the voltage is abnormal. It is determined that the power supply of U3700 camera is damaged. Directly replace the new U3700 camera power supply and measure the power supply voltage again. The multimeter shows the voltage is 2.85 voltage, which indicated that the line is back to normal. Installed it and tested. The file is solved perfectly. Case 3. iPhone 8 the rear camera cannot be used. The flash cannot be used. This case is about the iPhone 8 malfunction is that the rear camera of the mobile phone could not be turned on, the flash could not be turned on, and the new camera was replaced. The failure was still the same. Analyzation is, if the rear camera of the phone cannot be used, the flash cannot be used. If the flash is not available, the rear camera may also not be available. So, check the rear camera first. Solution is, first, measure the resistance of J3900 wide-angle camera connector. According to iPhone 8 1.0 version, page 10 of the iPhone 8 texting material, and check whether the line is faulty. After testing, no obvious abnormality was found in the resistance value. When measuring the resistance of the connector, it is necessary to check the LPDP line because of the coupling capacitance loaded on this circuit. It is difficult or only measuring the resistance of the connector to judge this circuit is good or not. Install the rear camera and measure the resistance of these two pins of the coupling capacitor on the LPDP line. During the measurement, it was found that the resistance value of the capacitor C3960 near the CPU that pins is OL, which should normally be 632. It is judged that this line is faulty. According to the drawing, the circuit associated with capacitor C3960 is LPDP WIDE BI AP AUX, which is a frequency division multiple access line from the wide-angle links to the CPU in the LPDP lines. This line is issued by J3900 wide-angle camera connector pin 22 and leads to the CPU after the coupling capacitor C3960. It is found that the capacitor C3960 is damaged. This capacitor is a coupling capacitor. The damage cannot be short jumper. You can only replace the capacitor of the same type. Replace the new capacitor and measure the resistance at both pins of the capacitor again. The multimeter shows the resistance value are 378 and 614, indicating that the line is back to normal. Install it and test it. The file is solved perfectly. Case 4. iPhone 8 Plus telephoto camera works. Wide-angle camera doesn't work. This case is about the iPhone 8 Plus failed to open the wide-angle lens of the phone, but it can be used normally when switching to the 2x telephoto lens. The analyzation is, to repair this file, you need to first detect whether it is an external configuration file or a motherboard file. Solution is, first, replace the new rear camera module and text. If the file is still found, it is determined that the motherboard is faulty. According to the iPhone 8 Plus textbook, iPhone 8 Plus 1.0 version and page 10, measure the inline block resistance of J3900 wide-angle camera and check whether the line is faulty. After testing, there is no obvious abnormality in the resistance value. Next, prepare to measure the voltage. When measured to pin 1 of J3900, the voltage is 0 voltage, and normally it should be 2.85 voltage to judge that this line is faulty. According to the drawing, pin 1 of J3900 associated circuit is PP2V85 CAM WIDE AVDD, which is a 2.85 voltage power supply line for wide-angle cameras. The power supply from this channel is sent directly from the B3 pin of the U3700 camera power IC to pin 1 of J3900. This circuit has normal resistance and abnormal voltage. It is determined that the U3700 camera power IC is faulty. It was found that pin 17 of J4000 telephoto lens connector has 2.85 voltage power supply. So we can borrow the 2.85 voltage power of the telephoto camera without replacing the U3700 camera power IC. From the capacitor pin 1 of C3717 jumper to the capacitor pin 1 C3720, install and test it, and solve the problem perfectly. Case 5. iPhone 8 Plus water damage caused wide-angle camera to be unusable. This case is about the iPhone 8 Plus malfunction is that the rear camera cannot be turned on and the flash cannot be turned on. Analyzation is to troubleshoot camera failures, you need to determine whether it is an external configuration failure or a motherboard failure. Solution is, first, replace the new rear camera module and text. The fault is still found. It is judged that the motherboard is faulty. According to iPhone 8 Plus 1.0 version and page 10 of iPhone 8 Plus testing material, measure the resistance of J3900 wide-angle lens connector and check whether the line is faulty. When measuring to pin 16 of J3900, it is found that the resistance value is OL, which should normally be 335, and it is judged that the line is broken. According to the drawing, pin 16 of J3900 associated circuit is PP1VA, CAM, WIDE, VDDIO, which is 1.8 voltage power supply for wide-angle camera. This power supply is output by the main power IC and sent to the J3900 wide-angle camera connector through the protective inductor FL3995. After inspection, it was found that the inductor FL3995 was damaged. This inductor is the protection inductor, and it can be short jumpered directly if it damaged. Short jumper the inductor FL3995, and we measure the resistance of pin 16 of J3900. The multimeter displays 312, which indicates that the line is back to normal. Install and test, and solve the problem perfectly. Okay, this is the course today. More repair cases, please check on our book, iPhone Maintenance Point and Inspire. I am Anthony. Let's meet next time. Bye.